Maybe you've seen The Big Short, and maybe you're thinking about timing the market just right for yourself, so you can also make a boatload of money. But what about the old adage, time in the market beats timing the market? Who's right in this case? Can you time the market, or should you just stay in the market and should you just let your investments be? Maybe you're just trying to predict the next drop. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and it's Minute Monday, which means we need to answer the question, can you predict a market drop in just a few minutes? Preferably shorter than a minute, but you know how that goes. Let's smash that like button and get into it. I guess I should say that I am not an investment professional, and all of this information is for entertainment purposes only. Well, let's take this most recent downturn thanks to a little virus for a great example. Just on the week of February 14th, we were actually at all-time highs, and then 1 month later, we were down over 30%. Meaning, had you been invested or started investing during that time, you would now be down 30% thanks to the drop. And then of course we've come back up a bit, but you're still down a bit of money had you invested at the top. So how do we get into a situation where we can avoid a situation like that, or where we can buy at the bottom or just sell everything at the top and wait till the market settles? First, it takes a bit of research, similar to how in The Big Short they had to research a lot of stuff on the home crisis that was happening in 2008. Just paying attention to the news and noticing a virus coming up starting in China may have been enough for you to notice that you should probably get out near the top. If you pay attention to the news and you notice that a virus is shutting down the economies all over the world, and not in the US yet, but it's anticipated to get here, maybe that's a good time for you to say, oh, we're probably going to go through some sort of economic downturn. This would be a great time to sell my positions. On Reddit, people love to post different kinds of things. They find great information out there, and they actually found some very interesting information about some people who sold a lot of their positions near the market top. Now, these just aren't any people. These are US senators that have to disclose their trading activity. If you look at the chart on the screen right now, you'll notice that a ton of US senators actually sold a lot of their positions right before the market crashed a bit. I'll make sure to link that Reddit post down below, but really, they knew something was going to happen. So shouldn't we all be able to tell in a situation like this? Of course, they have access to much higher level of information than the average person. But really, it wouldn't have been that bad of an idea to go mostly cash when a pandemic is starting to arise. Think about what the pandemic has done so far. It has shut down a lot of local businesses and a lot of just businesses in whole. People work from home, people get laid off, unemployment is up. All of those factors contribute less to the economy being as efficient as it was before the unemployment rate was so high. You have a ton of companies in other places shutting down, so why not think that it would happen in the US? And because the stock market is so highly correlated to companies' revenue, it wouldn't hurt to consider that they would go down because of a situation like that. You don't need to time the exact top or the exact bottom. You could just see, oh, we just dropped 5% in one day. The market's been halting. I should probably get out of my positions because it's going to go lower. And that's exactly what happened back in February. The market dropped. It was halted a few times due to volatility, and a lot of people were just trying to sell and get out and go cash. After a few days of halts, the market continued going down, and then once you see a point where it sort of looks like it's settling out, that's when you can buy back in at a lower price from the time you sold at. So really, you get in lower and then it just keeps going up, hopefully. Hopefully we come back up to the previous highs, but we're still not there yet. And of course, if we start seeing that more states around the country are closing, it's a good indication that the market might drop once again, or a lot of people might be in fear and not wanting to invest a lot of money in the stock market right now. It doesn't help that the Fed is trying to prop up the market right now with all the money that they're putting into it. It just makes things very choppy, and you don't have as straightforward of a decline or an incline, an increase, as before. The question remains though, can you predict a market drop? I would honestly argue yes, you can predict a market drop like the 2008 recession or like the coronavirus pandemic that we're experiencing right now with the market dropping. Well, sort of dropping. It's gone up. But however, let's take, for example, 3 years ago when things were pretty normal and we have Trump tweeting a lot. Now, his tweets significantly affected the market, and whether he said something good or bad, the market would react to that very significantly. So let's say he tweeted something good, a lot of times the market would take big spikes up just because he tweeted something like that. Now, when Trump tweeted about the trade wars and constantly tweeting about things like that, the market would drop a lot because they wanted to see a resolution with a major trade ally to the US. You probably couldn't predict a situation where Trump is just tweeting and then causing the market to drop, but you can predict situations like, again, the recession or the coronavirus pandemic just by looking at the current state of affairs that is happening all around the world. Things like that you can predict, but random news you cannot. Really, you just need to keep an eye out for any sort of condition or cause of issue that might cause a 10-year bull run to collapse on itself and go down 30%. Let me know down in the comments if you think you can predict a market drop, and if you potentially see something else coming back up with this, maybe another virus strain is coming up, maybe just a lot of different options that could be happening. So let me know down in the comments if you think there might be another drop, because that would be interesting to hear your thoughts on. Now, I upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on travel and finance. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.